From iconic shonen classics to the newest anime dropping this year, one thing stays weirdly consistent. Why does the main character always have daddy issues? In this video, we will talk about protagonists with the most outrageous daddy issues ever, and why does this trope even exist in anime? Let's start off with the classics. Naruto never knew his father. That's because Minato, the 4th Hokage, died sealing the 9 tails inside him, basically giving baby Naruto the worst childhood possible. A loner who was hated and isolated all because of a decision made for the greater good of saving the village, and then that village had the audacity to treat Naruto like trash. The kid's walking around starving, friendless and unloved, while literally being the Hokage's son. Sure, his dad was a hero, but what's a heroic legacy when your son's crying alone on a swing set? The ramen dude was more of a father, like man actually single-handedly prevented Naruto from going evil and destroying the village. Dragon, leader of the Revolutionary Army, the most wanted man alive, is Luffy's biological father. But here's the twist. They've maybe met once, possibly. We're not even sure if Luffy knows what his dad's voice sounds like. And you know who raised him? A chain-smoking mountain bandit and a bunch of monkeys. Dragon's whole aim is about overthrowing oppression, fighting for a better world, liberating people, except he couldn't even liberate his own son from poverty and borderline neglect. How is Kuma, the best dad in the entire series, even in the same group? Goku is arguably the most iconic shonen protagonist of all time, and also the godfather of deadbeat dads in anime history. Let's talk about the Cell games. Goku loses and then literally tags in Gohan mid-fight like it's some tag team fight and says, "Hey son, you've never actually finished a fight before, but this monster who killed everyone, he's yours now." Gohan's 11, whereas Cell is built like an NBA player on steroids. And are we forgetting the fact that Goku gives Cell a senzu bean? Like dude's got sympathy for a supervillain who's trying to kill everyone. And then it ends off with Goku just teleporting out of the ring like his work was complete. I swear, Goku's signature move is not the Kamehameha, it's instant transmission with the number of times he's left his family. Even Vegeta, the most egotistical prince of pride, eventually figures out he, loves his son. And the moment he says it, he explodes, literally. But do you know what's worse than fumbling one son? Two sons. Grisha Jaeger is the back-to-back champion of deadbeat dads. As a child, Grisha witnessed firsthand the brutality of an oppressive system built on lies. His sister is killed, his people are caged, and he's taught to see his own identity as something shameful. From that point on, Grisha becomes obsessed with restoring his people's dignity. So what does he do to vent all of this out? He used his own children as weapons of warfare. Grisha's first son, Zeke, gets the full How to Radicalize a Child in 3 Easy Steps treatment, force-fed him his ideology, and tells him how to be a spy. Then kind of act surprised when it backfires horribly, or when a 6-year-old child couldn't handle the pressure. Zeke didn't betray his parents, he just called Child Protective Services and they just showed up. Then we see Grisha get arrested, tortured, and thrown to a different location called Paradise. So you'd think, just maybe, next time he'd try to be a better dad, right? Round 2, new wife, new son, new continent, fresh start. This man then gives Eren, his second son, a Titan serum along with a key. And that key wasn't a gift, it was a side quest from hell. So our boy Grisha single-handedly ruined 2 families, 2 nations, and 1 timeline in a single lifetime. But Jing Freaks is the Michael Jordan of terrible anime dads. He left Gon as a baby, became the greatest hunter alive, and made his life into a hide-and-seek side quest. Gon nearly dies multiple times chasing a man who actively avoids him. And when they finally meet, he's just like, "Oh, I'm proud of you, Gon." For what? The trauma? The therapy? This is peak deadbeat behavior. Now let's talk about an outlier, Isshin Kurosaki, the unicorn of anime fathers. He's alive, he's a doctor, he tells dad jokes, and sounds like a win. Until you realize this man is a whole ass Soul Reaper captain who kept everything a secret and has been lying to his son for 15 years straight. Ichigo is literally dying in Soul Society while his dad's at home memeing. Bro could have handed him a Zanpakuto and saved 30 episodes.
In shonen anime, getting rid of the parents, especially dads, is basically a storytelling hack, with no real responsible adult around to ask questions like, "Why are you covered in blood?" or "Why don't you ever come home?" The protagonist is free to charge headfirst into danger. Narrative freedom thrives in the absence of parental supervision. The plot can go anywhere, and no one has to stop to call home. Of course, the missing dad isn't just a logistical convenience, it's emotional fuel. A vanished or disappointing father figure hands the protagonist a hamper full of unresolved feelings, abandonment, inadequacy, or even the desperate need to prove something. Giving a protagonist, or even an antagonist, purpose and motivation for their goals makes it a great narrative device for anime, hence we see it so often. With Daddy out the picture, there's a convenient opening for the creepy, cool adult to step in and become the mentor. These father figures come with wisdom, weird quirks, and a tragic past, and usually teach the hero everything from combat skills to how to cry properly in the rain. They offer guidance, warmth, and just enough trauma to push the protagonist forward. And when they inevitably die in a heroic blaze of glory, it's both a gut punch and a narrative rite of passage for our hero to eclipse their once teachers. Of course, they all don't die, but you know, the good ones do. Finally, when the dad does stick around in shonen, they're either a bum ass or low-key useless. All they give is emotional baggage and generational trauma. Whether it's the hero trying to surpass a legendary father, confront one's abusive legacy, or forgive a man who literally become immortal and wreck the world, father-son arcs deliver some of the genre's most powerful emotional payoffs. This is useful because it serves not as what the hero should be, but a lot of the time what they shouldn't, and how they break the cycle of issues caused by their predecessors. The whole "where's dad" trope hits because deep down, everyone's had some version of wanting to impress the grown-ups. Whether your dad's vanished in a blaze of narrative convenience, or just didn't clap loud enough at your school play, that hunger for validation is universal. We all get what it's like to want to be seen, to measure up, or to prove something, even if the bar is absurdly high. So when a shonen protagonist throws himself into impossible training arcs or life or death battles to imitate or be the opposite of their deadbeat parent, we relish in it. It works because we're not just watching them power up, we're watching them work through all the emotional shit they didn't ask for. The tears hit harder after a mentor dies mid-speech. The victories feel bigger when they come with emotional closure. And that moment when the hero finally says, "I'm not gonna be like him." Chef's kiss, that's the juice. Finally, I think as the viewer, there must be space in our characters for development. I've already touched on how this is a good writing tool, but even from a watching perspective, we want to move with our characters. Saitama is so much fun, but for a lot of the show, he serves just as a plot device and comic relief. But don't tell me, Moomin Rider did not make you cry ugly tears, bro. My point being, yes, flatter characters are great and serve a purpose, but we need someone with room for improvement to truly invest in them. And I guess all the mangaka decided getting rid of daddy was an easy way to do it. At its core, this whole anime dad sucks trope isn't just for laughs. It's a useful tool for deeper storytelling. Anime creators use these emotional absent or straight up reckless fathers to kickstart some of the most powerful character arcs in the genre. And honestly, I gotta respect it, because nothing says character development like a 15-year-old with abandonment issues fighting God. Anyways, remember, if your dad didn't hand you a generational curse in the form of a fox, emotional trauma, or even a Titan serum, you're already winning. If you don't hit that like button, I'm sending Grisha Jaeger to babysit. Thank you, love you, bye.